Imagine being told at 21 that your life is effectively over. Doctors said he had 2 years left. Yet, he lived for another 55. This is not just a story about science. It is a story about the triumph of the human spirit against impossible odds. Born in Oxford during World War II, young Stephen wasn't the top student you might expect. In fact, he was known for being brilliant but incredibly lazy. He barely studied, preferring to construct computers from recycled parts and solve complex mathematical puzzles for fun. At Oxford, his natural brilliance shone through. He calculated that he did about an hour of work a day on average. He was popular, a coxswain for the rowing team, and had the world at his feet. But his body began to send him warning signs. It started with a stumble, a slur in his speech. After a series of tests, the diagnosis was devastating: ALS, a motor neuron disease that would paralyze him completely while leaving his mind intact. The doctor's prognosis was a death sentence. He fell into a deep depression. But in the darkness, he found a light. He met Jane Wilder. Despite knowing the bleak future ahead, she stood by him. Her love gave him something to live for. As he later said, having a reason to wake up changed everything. He decided to work. As his body weakened, his mind expanded. He began tackling the biggest questions of existence. While his peers were doing calculations on paper, Hawking began visualizing the geometry of the universe in his head. He challenged established theories about the Big Bang. By the late 1960s, he was in a wheelchair. He could no longer write. Imagine doing complex physics without writing down a single equation. He trained his memory to be absolute, holding entire theories in his mind like a mental chalkboard. It was superhuman. Then came the shocker. In 1974, he proposed that black holes aren't completely black. They emit radiation. This theory, now known as Hawking radiation, turned physics upside down. It was a moment of pure genius that cemented his name in history forever. But fate wasn't done with him. In 1985, a bout of pneumonia forced doctors to perform a tracheotomy to save his life. The cost? His voice. The brilliant communicator was silenced. For a man whose only tool was communication, it seemed like the end. A computer expert sent him a program. By clicking a switch with his thumb, he could select words. That robotic, American-accented voice became his trademark. He didn't just speak again, he commanded the attention of the entire world with a voice that sounded like the future. He wrote a book, not a dry academic paper, but a book for us. A Brief History of Time stayed on the bestseller list for a record-breaking 237 weeks. He made the cosmos accessible to everyone. The man in the wheelchair became a global celebrity. He wasn't just a scientist anymore. He appeared on The Simpsons, Star Trek, and The Big Bang Theory. He proved that having a disability didn't mean losing your sense of humor. He loved the spotlight and used it to advocate for science and humanity. At age 65, he did the unthinkable. He went on a zero-gravity flight. For a few precious seconds, he floated free of his wheelchair. The pure joy on his face in those photos captured the hearts of millions. He was finally free of the gravity he studied. His life wasn't without personal cost. His marriage to Jane ended, and his second marriage was tumultuous. It reminds us that genius often comes with complex human struggles. He wasn't a saint. He was a man trying to navigate a universe of difficulties. In his later years, he became a voice of caution. He warned us about climate change, artificial intelligence, and the need to leave Earth. He cared deeply about the survival of the human species, urging us to look up at the stars, not down at our feet. He famously said, "There should be no boundaries to human endeavor." He proved that while the body might be confined, the mind can travel to the edge of the universe. He showed us that disability is not an inability to achieve greatness. On March 14, 2018, the same day as Einstein's birthday, Stephen Hawking left us. He had lived decades longer than anyone predicted. The medical miracle was over, but the intellectual legacy was immortal. The world mourned the loss of its brightest star. His ashes were interred in Westminster Abbey, between Isaac Newton and Charles Darwin. A fitting resting place for a giant of science. But his real monument isn't stone. It's in our understanding of black holes and the origins of our universe. Stephen Hawking taught us to be curious, to question everything. He showed that no matter how difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. His voice may be silent, but his echo rings across the cosmos. So the next time you look at the night sky, remember the man in the wheelchair who flew among the stars. Remember that the power of the human mind is truly infinite. It matters that you don't just give up. What is your favorite Stephen Hawking quote? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this story inspiring, please subscribe to United Kingdom Repo for more incredible biographies.